Judson was an East Coast intellect, an expert on languages, felt a call after his conversion to go to India to share the gospel with the peoples there. Being an American and being soon after the War of 1812, Brits wouldn't let him get off the boat into India. So he went to the country next door, a place at that time called Burma, laboring rather fruitlessly amongst the Burmese people. After 20 years, he had about 10 converts. He eventually translated the entire Bible into Burmese, and he created a primer for Burmese children to learn their own language and to write it, which is still used in Burma today. Later on, the Burmese had a war against England, and they figured Adoniram Judson was British because he was white, and so he was imprisoned for 20 months, much of that time hanging upside down with a rope attached to his leg. He nearly died. Turns out that one of the people he led to the Lord, in turn, led a man named Ko Tabu, who once he received the good news of Jesus, that God could work with even a bandit like him, and sharing the love of Jesus up and down a river valley on the eastern end of Myanmar. It was through this man that thousands upon thousands of people in what is modern-day Myanmar became followers of Jesus. As Jesus and his guys were ascending the hill, Jesus speculated, this is the kind of place where my parable of the Good Samaritan may have taken place. Of course, in this parable, a man is robbed and beaten by bandits, stripped, left for dead. A couple of religious guys see the body and they don't want to get involved, so they just leave the guy there. A Samaritan, without as many religious scruples, sees the same guy, and moved by compassion, moved by a feeling in his guts, he stops, and of course he helps the guy. And in the story, Jesus asks, which was the true neighbor to this guy? 1820s Myanmar, Burma, a man who turned from bandit to neighbor. Right now, there is a civil war happening in Myanmar, a military coup, and hundreds of citizens who are protesting, wanting democracy, have been killed, and we don't know how it's going to turn out there. What would it mean for the United States to be a good neighbor to the country of Myanmar? Or perhaps more personally, what would it mean for you and I to be a good neighbor to the person right down the street?